You turn off the light. The room goes dark. And something inside you wakes up. Your heart beats a little faster. Your ears sharpen. You know this room is empty. You walked through it just moments ago. Nothing has changed. No one came in. So why do your feet climb into bed faster than they should? You think you are afraid of the dark. But the truth is far stranger. You are not afraid of the dark. You are afraid of what the dark used to hide, hundreds of thousands of years ago. The brain inside your skull right now was not built for a bedroom with a locked door and a safety latch. It was forged in a world where darkness meant real danger. A world where eyes you could not see were watching you. Think about it. Your ancestors spent millions of years on the floor of Africa. The daytime belonged to them. They walked, gathered, foraged. But when the sun went down, the world changed owners. The night belonged to the hunters. Leopards saw in the dark many times better than humans. Snakes slid silent through the grass. And humans, creatures with poor night vision, ordinary ears, a weak nose, became the easiest prey the moment the light disappeared. The ancestors who were not afraid of the dark often did not wake to see the next morning. The ones who survived were the wary ones. The ones whose hearts pounded at the snap of a branch. The ones who hurried back to the cave before the sky went black. Their fear was not weakness. It was an alarm system that kept them alive. And you are the descendant of those frightened ones. For a long time, your ancestors had no answer to the dark. Then they found one. Fire. Around 1 million years ago, humans learned to keep a flame alive. And everything changed. The campfire pushed the darkness back into a ring. Inside the light, you could see. You could rest. Predators stayed beyond the glow. For the first time, the night had a small island that belonged to us again. This is why a fire still calms something deep in you. Why a candle in a dark room feels like safety, not just light. Your brain reads flame as the oldest promise ever made. Here, in this circle, you are watched over. Out there, in the black, you are not. A neuroscientist named Joseph Ledoux spent his entire life studying a tiny, almond-shaped piece of your brain called the amygdala. It is your alarm center. And what Ledoux found is remarkable. The amygdala works faster than your thoughts. When something moves in a dark corner, the signal races to the amygdala before your thinking brain even notices. You flinch before you know what you flinched at. The body responds first. Reason comes later. That is why you cannot simply order yourself to stop being afraid. Because the part that fears was never listening to your reason in the first place. So why darkness, specifically? Because darkness is not danger. Darkness is not knowing. And your brain hates not knowing even more than it hates danger. In the light, you can assess the situation. You see what is safe and what is not. But in the dark, your brain loses its best tool, your eyes. And when it cannot see, it does what it was trained to do across millions of years. It assumes there is danger, just in case. Because in your ancestors' world, thinking there was a tiger when there was not only cost a racing heart. But thinking there was no tiger when there really was one, you died. So your brain chose to overestimate the fear. Every single time. A sleep researcher named Taryn Moss and her team ran a fascinating experiment. They found that many people who struggle with insomnia fear the dark more than they admit. When a soft noise was played in a dark room, these people startled and stayed alert far more than those who slept well. The fear of the dark they assumed they had outgrown had never gone anywhere. It was only hiding. And here is where the story turns. An anthropologist named Lynn Isbell proposed a bold theory. She argued that the human eye, so sharp, so good with color, so quick to catch motion, may have evolved for one thing. Snakes. Our primate ancestors who spotted snakes faster had a better chance of surviving. Over millions of years, our brains were tuned to see the danger hidden in the clutter, in the shadows, in the dark. We do not just fear the dark. We were designed to scan for what hides inside it. Watch yourself on a dark night. You are not afraid of open space. You are afraid of the corner of the room. Under the bed. Behind the door. The places where something could hide. Your brain knows exactly where to be careful. It maps out the danger for you, even when no danger is there. And here is the quiet proof that this fear is inherited, not taught. Watch any child. Somewhere around the age of 2 or 3, almost every child on earth begins to fear the dark. No one sits them down and explains predators. No one shows them leopards. The fear simply arrives, on schedule, in every culture, on every continent. A child in a city apartment, and a child in a village with no electricity at all, both reach for the same comfort when the light goes out. You did too. That fear was waiting inside you before you had the words for it. It is not something the world put into you. It is something you were born already carrying. So why does this matter to you today, in a world of electric light, deadbolts, and security cameras? Because that same alarm system never went away. It only changed its target. Darkness today is not just a room with no light. It is everything you cannot see. An uncertain future. A message left unanswered. A test result that has not come back. Your brain treats this not knowing the way your ancestors treated dark tall grass. It assumes danger, and floods your heart. The anxiety you feel, lying awake at 3 in the morning thinking about things that have not happened yet, that is the same leopard. It simply has no body anymore. You lie in the dark, and your mind fills the silence with shapes. A conversation that might go wrong. A future you cannot see the edges of. The room is safe. The grass is empty. But the old machinery does not know that. It only knows that you cannot see what is coming. And that once, long ago, what you could not see is exactly what killed you. So the next time you switch off the light and feel your heart quicken just a little, do not rush to call yourself weak. That is not cowardice. That is the voice of 1,000 generations of ancestors who survived because they were willing to be afraid. The dark in your room is empty, yes. But the brain that fears it is full of the memory of nights when the dark was never empty at all. You turn off the light. The room goes dark. And something inside you wakes up. Now you know what it is. It is not trying to haunt you. It is only trying to protect you, the way it always has.